Sister wives. Kody and his family become homeless after ex-wives withhold financial support. Kody and Robyn face bankruptcy and despair. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Daily Gossip News Update. I'm Olivia, and I hope you're well by God's grace. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. In the world of sister wives, the once proud patriarch Kody Brown finds himself at the lowest point of his life. Once surrounded by 4 wives, 18 children, and millions of viewers who followed his every move, Kody has now been reduced to a broken man, wandering aimlessly through the ruins of his dreams. His ex-wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine, have severed all ties with him. The money he expected to keep flowing from their cooperation, their loyalty, and even their compassion has dried up completely. Robyn, the last wife standing, clings to him desperately, but together they face homelessness and bankruptcy. This is the tragic story of how Kody Brown, the polygamist father, fell from grace, and how the decisions he made over decades led him and Robyn to the brink of ruin. For years, Kody's family seemed to defy the odds. Living in Utah, then escaping to Las Vegas and later to Flagstaff, the Browns sold their polygamous lifestyle as a grand experiment in love and faith. TLC rewarded them with fame and a lucrative reality show contract. But behind the cameras, cracks were already forming. Christine felt unloved, Janelle felt neglected, and Mary felt betrayed. The wives carried much of the emotional and financial burden, often using their own earnings to support the sprawling household. Even as his relationships with his wives deteriorated, Kody poured money into land on Coyote Pass in Flagstaff, dreaming of building a massive home for the family to live in together. But the land became a curse rather than a blessing. Debt piled up. Property taxes went unpaid. Contractors refused to work without upfront payments. And when the pandemic hit, the family's financial woes deepened further. Kody kept insisting, "We are a family. We'll get through this together." But one by one, the women left, and they took their incomes with them. The ex-wives walk away. When Christine divorced Kody and moved to Utah, it was a wake-up call for the entire family. She not only left emotionally, but she also stopped contributing financially. According to reports, she took her share of what she had invested and left nothing more. Janelle followed soon after, fed up with living in an RV while Kody and Robyn enjoyed a fancy house in Flagstaff. She too stopped supporting the family financially. And then Mary, after years of loneliness and humiliation, cut ties completely. Kody had assumed his ex-wives would feel obligated to keep supporting him. After all, he was the father of their children and the head of the family. But they didn't. "They abandoned me," Kody allegedly ranted during a family meeting. "After all I've done for them, they owe me." But legally, they owed him nothing. The Robyn factor. Through it all, Robyn stayed by his side. She presented herself as the loyal wife, but critics say she became a drain on the family's finances long before the others left. Robyn never worked outside the home. Kody spent lavishly on her children, her home, and her lifestyle, while expecting the other wives to help foot the bill. When the other wives left, Robyn and Kody were left alone to shoulder the debts, and it was more than they could handle. The $890,000 house Robyn lived in soon fell into foreclosure. Property taxes on Coyote Pass went unpaid. Creditors began calling. At one point, Kody reportedly tried to borrow money from his adult children, but they refused. Some of them were barely making ends meet themselves and felt no obligation to bail out their father. For years, TLC had been Kody's financial lifeline. But as the family disintegrated and ratings dropped, the network began scaling back its payments. Instead of filming the grand polygamist household, the show became a depressing chronicle of one man's collapse. By the time season 19 wrapped, producers were reportedly reconsidering whether to renew the series at all. "They don't want to film a homeless man," said one source close to the production. "It's just too sad." Without TLC money, Kody's financial situation spiraled even further. Homelessness and desperation. By early this year, Kody and Robyn were forced out of their home. With no place to go, they stayed briefly with friends, then moved into a cheap motel. Robyn, once seen crying over the thought of living in a small house, now had to pack her belongings into trash bags. The children still living with them were humiliated. Aurora reportedly refused to go to school at one point, afraid of what her classmates would say. Kody, meanwhile, grew more bitter by the day. "This is all because of them," he told Robyn one night, according to a neighbor who overheard. "If they hadn't left me, we'd still be fine. They ruined me." But others, including his own children, see it differently. "He made his bed," one of his sons told a tabloid. "Now he has to lie in it." Failed attempts to recover. Kody didn't go down without a fight. He reportedly applied for several loans, all of which were denied. He tried to sell parts of Coyote Pass, but no one was interested at the price he was asking. He even attempted to launch a podcast, Polygamy and Perseverance with Kody Brown, but it quickly folded when no sponsors signed on. Kody also made public pleas to his ex-wives, asking them to reconsider and to help keep the family afloat. They ignored him. Robyn's breakdown. If Kody was angry, Robyn was heartbroken. "She cries every night," said one source. "She can't believe it's come to this." At one point, Robyn reportedly begged Mary to at least help them get a place to live. Mary refused. "After everything you two did to me," she allegedly replied. "No way. Figure it out yourselves." Even Robyn's own children started questioning her choices. "Why did you pick him over everyone else?" her son reportedly asked. "Look where it got us." Public humiliation. As word of Kody and Robyn's downfall spread, the public and media weighed in. Headlines screamed, "Sister wives star homeless and broke. Kody and Robyn evicted." From reality star to ruin, Kody and Robyn became tabloid fodder, with paparazzi snapping photos of them lugging suitcases out of a budget motel. Some fans expressed sympathy. Others were merciless. One tweet read, "Kody finally gets what he deserves. You can't treat women like disposable income and expect them to stick around." Perhaps most heartbreaking of all was the reaction of Kody's children. Some of them, particularly the younger ones still living with him and Robyn, were caught in the middle and suffering. But the older children, especially those from Christine and Janelle, wanted nothing to do with him. "He's called a few times asking for help," said one daughter. "But I just can't. After everything he put my mom through, no." Recently, Kody's birthday came and went with little fanfare. He and Robyn spent it eating fast food in the motel parking lot. No parties, no presents, no visits from the kids. One motel employee reported seeing Kody staring out the window late at night, muttering to himself, "It wasn't supposed to end like this." At this point, it's unclear what the future holds for Kody and Robyn. There are rumors they're trying to move to a cheaper area, possibly outside Arizona. Others say Kody may try to write a tell-all book to make some money. Robyn reportedly still clings to the hope that TLC will bring them back for another season. But for now, they remain homeless, broke, and out of options. The story of Kody Brown's downfall is a cautionary tale about greed, neglect, and hubris. He once had everything: a big family, a television deal, love, and respect. But his inability to treat his wives as equals, his obsession with Robyn, and his reckless spending ultimately destroyed him. Fans who once watched the show for its message of family and faith now shake their heads in disbelief at what's become of him. The ex-wives speak. In rare statements, some of the ex-wives have commented, without much sympathy. Christine, "I hope he figures things out, but that's not my problem anymore. I'm happy now." Janelle, "I wish him well, but I can't save him. He made his choices." Mary, "After how he treated me, I owe him nothing." The saga of Kody and Robyn's fall from grace is still unfolding. Once at the center of a sprawling family and reality TV fame, they now stand alone, abandoned, and destitute. Perhaps one day, they'll find a way to rebuild. But for now, their story serves as a grim reminder of what happens when love, trust, and humility are replaced by pride, favoritism, and financial recklessness. For Kody Brown, the man who once believed he could have it all, the reality is painfully clear. He has nothing. Sister wives, Kody Brown admits he can no longer afford to financially support Robyn's daughters Aurora and Brianna, the heartbreaking collapse of his promises. For more than a decade, Sister Wives viewers watched Kody Brown proclaim his unwavering devotion to his large polygamist family. With 4 wives, 18 children, and a mountain of dreams, Kody presented himself as a man who could handle it all, financially, emotionally, spiritually. But today, the illusion has shattered. In an emotional and shocking revelation, Kody has confessed that he can no longer afford to support 2 of the most central figures in his remaining family, Robyn's daughters Aurora and Brianna. This is the story of how Kody's promises to Robyn, and especially to her daughters, crumbled under the weight of reality, leaving them all in turmoil. The fairy tale that wasn't. When Kody married Robyn in 2010, he embraced not just her but also her 3 children, Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. At the time, he proudly told cameras that he viewed Robyn's kids as his own. "I didn't just marry Robyn," he once declared. "I married her kids too. They're my children now, and I'll take care of them as long as I live." And for a while it seemed he meant it. Kody legally divorced his first wife, Mary, so he could legally adopt Aurora and Brianna. He claimed it was the right thing to do, the fatherly thing to do, and he publicly promised them that they would never have to feel like they were on their own again. But behind the scenes, the financial strain of supporting such a large family, along with mounting debts, unpaid taxes, and his failing relationships with his other wives, began to take its toll. The early signs of trouble. When Kody and the family moved to Flagstaff, Arizona, the cracks in his finances started to show. He and Robyn purchased a nearly $900,000 house, a decision that raised eyebrows even among his wives. At the same time, he continued making payments on the Coyote Pass land, along with helping support his other wives' homes in Las Vegas before they sold. While his other wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine, worked and contributed to the family finances, Robyn did not. Instead, she stayed home with the kids, which Kody insisted was what she wanted and what she deserved. But once the other wives left, so did their financial contributions. Suddenly, the burden of supporting Robyn's household, and specifically Aurora and Brianna, who were still in school and financially dependent, fell squarely on Kody alone. The cost of Robyn's lifestyle. According to court documents and insider reports, the cost of supporting Robyn's household far exceeded Kody's income from the TLC show and his dwindling side businesses. Between mortgage payments, utility bills, food, clothing, and education expenses for Aurora and Brianna, Kody found himself sinking into deeper and deeper debt. Aurora and Brianna both expressed interest in attending college, which Kody initially supported enthusiastically. "They're bright girls," he said on one episode. "Of course we'll send them to the best schools we can." But when Aurora applied to her dream university and was accepted, Kody reportedly froze at the tuition figures. One source said he actually asked her if she could defer a year or maybe consider a community college instead. Aurora was crushed. The painful admission. In a heart-wrenching moment captured on camera during a private family meeting, Kody finally admitted what many in the family already suspected. "I can't afford to keep supporting Aurora and Brianna the way I promised," he reportedly said, his voice breaking. Robyn wept as the girls sat in stunned silence. "I never thought this day would come," Robyn later told a producer. "He always said we'd be okay. I feel like I've failed them." According to those present, Kody tried to explain that he still loved the girls, still considered them his daughters, but the money simply wasn't there anymore. "It's not just the house, the land, the bills," he said. "It's everything. I don't even know if TLC is going to keep us on the air next season. I just can't do it anymore." Aurora's reaction. Of all the family members, Aurora reportedly took the news the hardest. From the very beginning, Aurora was closest to Kody. After her biological father was out of the picture, Kody stepped into that role fully, and Aurora adored him for it. "I finally had a dad," she once said on the show. "Kody made me feel like I mattered." But now, at a time when she was planning her future and counting on his support, she felt abandoned. According to insiders, she stormed out of the room during the family meeting, sobbing, "You promised. You said you'd always be there for us." Brianna's silence. Brianna, who tends to be more reserved than her sister, reportedly stayed quiet but later confided to a friend that she felt betrayed. "It's not just about the money," she allegedly said. "It's about knowing that we're not his priority anymore. We never really were, I guess." Robyn's breakdown. Robyn, already struggling emotionally from the collapse of the family and the public scrutiny, reportedly broke down completely after the meeting. "This is my worst nightmare," she reportedly told Kody later that night. "All these years, I believed you when you said we'd be okay. And now our girls have to suffer because of everything that's happened." Some sources claim Robyn even considered leaving Kody at one point, feeling overwhelmed by guilt and disappointment, though she ultimately stayed. The other children react. Kody's other children were less than sympathetic when they heard the news. Some felt he had spent years prioritizing Robyn's kids over them, and now, even they weren't getting what he had promised. One of Kody's older daughters reportedly told a friend, "Maybe now he understands how the rest of us felt growing up, like we were just an afterthought." Financial freefall. After the family meeting, Kody reportedly met with a financial advisor who laid out just how dire the situation was. The advisor reportedly told him that even if he sold the Coyote Pass land and drastically downsized his lifestyle, he would still struggle to cover tuition and living expenses for Aurora and Brianna. "You've got too much debt and not enough income," the advisor reportedly said. "You've been living beyond your means for years." Kody was said to be visibly shaken by the meeting. The TLC factor. To make matters worse, insiders say TLC has been hesitant to renew the show for another season, citing declining ratings and viewer fatigue. Without that guaranteed income, Kody faces an even bleaker financial future. One source close to the production said, "They're tired of the drama being the same season after season, Kody alienating everyone, Robyn crying, and nothing getting resolved. Viewers want something new, and they're not sure Kody can deliver anymore." The public backlash. When word got out that Kody couldn't afford to support Aurora and Brianna anymore, public opinion turned harsh. Fans flooded social media with comments. Maybe he shouldn't have favored Robyn and her kids all these years if he couldn't afford them. He ignored his older kids, and now even Robyn's kids are paying the price. This is what happens when you bite off more than you can chew. Some sympathized with Aurora and Brianna, calling them innocent victims of Kody's poor decisions. A broken promise. For Aurora and Brianna, the financial hardship wasn't just about money, it was about trust. "We believed in him," Aurora reportedly told a confidant. "We thought he would always take care of us. Now we're on our own." Brianna reportedly began working part-time at a local coffee shop to save money for her future, while Aurora is exploring scholarship options to cover her college tuition. Robyn's plea. In a last-ditch effort, Robyn reportedly reached out to Kody's ex-wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine, to ask if they could help support the girls financially until they got on their feet. But all three declined. Christine reportedly told her, "We all have our own kids to worry about. You and Kody need to figure this out yourselves." The motel life. As of now, Kody and Robyn have reportedly moved into a small motel room while they figure out their next steps. Gone are the days of sprawling homes and designer furniture. Instead, they live out of suitcases and try to maintain some semblance of normalcy for the girls. A motel employee reportedly overheard Kody say one night, "I don't know how it all went so wrong." For now, Kody says he's determined to find a way to make things right, but even he admits the road ahead is steep. He's reportedly looking for work outside of reality TV for the first time in years and is also exploring writing a tell-all book, though publishers are skeptical about its potential success. Meanwhile, Aurora and Brianna are learning to fend for themselves, despite the pain of feeling let down by the man who once promised them the world. A family divided. The Browns are more fractured than ever before. Christine and Janelle have moved on with their lives. Mary is focusing on her business ventures. The older children are raising their own families or pursuing their own dreams. And Kody, once the patriarch of it all, is left scrambling to support the two girls who once looked up to him as their hero. The story of Kody, Robyn, Aurora, and Brianna serves as a stark reminder of what happens when big promises meet hard realities. Kody's inability to prioritize fairly, his reckless financial decisions, and his overconfidence in his ability to handle everything have left everyone, including the innocent children, paying the price. In the end, Kody's admission that he can no longer afford to support Aurora and Brianna may go down as one of the most heartbreaking chapters in the Sister Wives saga. What began as a promise of love and security has ended in disillusionment and disappointment. For Aurora and Brianna, the future remains uncertain, but they are learning that sometimes the people you count on the most are the ones who let you down. As for Kody, he faces the long, painful task of rebuilding not just his finances, but also his dignity and his relationships. Whether he succeeds remains to be seen, but for now, the damage is done, and the wounds run deep. Sister Wives. Janelle's son Gabriel accuses Father Kody of neglect, the painful rift between father and son. For years, Sister Wives portrayed Kody Brown as a devoted father who prided himself on caring for his 18 children. The cameras followed him as he juggled life among 4 wives, a large brood of kids, and his dream of building one big happy family. But in recent months, the cracks in that image have grown impossible to ignore. Janelle's son, Gabriel, has now openly accused his father of neglect, and his heartbreaking words have sparked an outpouring of sympathy from viewers and further tarnished Kody's reputation. This is the story of how the bond between father and son unraveled, and what it means for the Brown family going forward. The early years, a father-son bond. When Gabriel was born to Janelle and Kody, he was Kody's 5th child and part of a bustling, unconventional family. From a young age, Gabriel was known as a sweet, sensitive boy, deeply attached to his mother and always eager to earn his father's approval. For years, Kody appeared to dote on him. In earlier seasons of Sister Wives, viewers saw Kody playfully wrestling with his sons, teaching them to ride bikes, and offering what looked like affection and attention. "I always wanted a big family," Kody once said on the show. "I want to be there for all my kids. I want them to know their dad loves them." But behind the scenes, the growing demands of his massive family and his increasing favoritism toward Robyn and her children began to chip away at his relationships with the others, especially his sons. The shift, when Kody began to pull away. As Gabriel entered his teenage years, he started to feel the shift. Kody became more distant, more preoccupied with his own frustrations, and more controlling about the family's movements, especially during the pandemic. According to Gabriel, the pandemic marked a turning point in his relationship with his father. "That's when I realized I didn't matter to him the way I thought I did," Gabriel said during a tearful interview. During those months, Kody imposed strict rules that kept him from visiting his older children and limited contact between family members who didn't live under Robyn's roof. "It felt like he forgot about us," Gabriel admitted. "Like we didn't even exist to him anymore." The pandemic fallout. At the height of the pandemic, Kody moved in full-time with Robyn and her children, citing their willingness to follow his rules. Meanwhile, Janelle and her kids, including Gabriel, felt abandoned. Janelle, fiercely independent and protective of her children, pushed back against Kody's dictates, but it came at a cost. "He told my mom she had to choose between him and us," Gabriel recalled. "But she chose us. And he walked away." Viewers watched as Kody grew visibly frustrated with Janelle and her kids on the show, calling them disrespectful and accusing them of undermining his authority. But from Gabriel's perspective, it was Kody who betrayed the family. The birthday call that broke him. One of the most heartbreaking moments in Gabriel and Kody's fractured relationship came on Gabriel's birthday. As Gabriel recounted through tears, his father called him that day, not to wish him a happy birthday, but to discuss COVID protocols. "He didn't even remember it was my birthday," Gabriel said. "I didn't say anything at first, but then I broke down crying on the phone. I told him, and all he said was, 'Oh.' And then he kept talking about his rules." That moment left a permanent scar. "It felt like I didn't matter to him at all," Gabriel admitted. "Like I was just some problem he had to manage." Janelle speaks out. Janelle, who has always tried to keep the peace, couldn't stay silent after witnessing the pain Kody caused her son. He was devastated, she said. I saw his face after that phone call, and my heart broke for him. Gabriel loves his dad, but he doesn't feel loved back. Janelle confirmed that Kody rarely visited her kids during that time, and that when he did, the visits were tense and full of arguments. He used to be this fun, loving dad, she said. Now it's like he doesn't know how to connect with them anymore. The confession, Gabriel's accusation. On a recent episode of Sister Wives, Gabriel finally voiced what he had been feeling for years. I feel like my dad neglected us, he said plainly. He was so busy with Robyn and her kids, and with his own rules, that he forgot he had other kids who still needed him. He went on to describe how he watched Kody shower attention on Robyn's children while barely acknowledging him or his siblings. It's like we don't even belong to him anymore, Gabriel said. Like we're just extra baggage. Kody's response. When confronted with Gabriel's words, Kody bristled and became defensive. That's not true, he insisted. I love all my kids. But during the pandemic, I had to make hard choices to keep everyone safe. Gabriel just didn't understand that. But his explanation rang hollow to many viewers and to his own family. One of his older daughters reportedly said, he always has an excuse. But the truth is, he chose who he wanted to be with, and it wasn't us. The public reacts. After Gabriel's emotional confession aired, fans of the show flooded social media with messages of support for him and criticism of Kody. Poor Gabriel, one viewer tweeted. No child should have to beg for their father's attention. Another wrote, Kody needs to realize that being a dad isn't just about setting rules, it's about showing up and loving your kids. Gabriel deserved better. Some even called on TLC to stop glorifying Kody's behavior and instead highlight the damage it's done to his children. The siblings speak up. Gabriel's siblings have also voiced their feelings about their father's behavior. Garrison, another son of Janelle, has been outspoken in his frustration with Kody, accusing him of hypocrisy and favoritism. He doesn't treat us the same as Robyn's kids, Garrison said. And we all see it. Even some of Kody's daughters from his other marriages have expressed their disappointment. One reportedly said, we used to feel like we were part of a family. Now it's just about Robyn and her kids. The rest of us don't matter anymore. The emotional toll. For Gabriel, the sense of abandonment has taken a heavy emotional toll. Friends say he struggled with anxiety and self-doubt since his relationship with his father deteriorated. He used to be so full of life, one friend said. Now he just seems sad. Like he's carrying this huge weight. Gabriel himself admitted, I've spent so much time wondering what I did wrong. Why wasn't I good enough for him to stick around? Janelle's support. Through it all, Janelle has remained fiercely protective of her son. I won't let him believe this is his fault, she said. It's not. He's a good boy. A wonderful young man. He deserved a father who showed up for him, not one who made him feel invisible. Janelle has also made it clear that she's done waiting for Kody to change. I can't force him to be the dad he should be, she said. But I can be here for my kids. And that's what I'll keep doing. Kody's isolation. Meanwhile, Kody's isolation from his older children continues to grow. Sources close to the family say he rarely speaks to Gabriel or Garrison anymore, and his contact with Janelle is minimal. He's chosen his path, one insider said. And it doesn't seem to include most of his kids. The future of the family. The fallout from Gabriel's accusations has left the family more fractured than ever. Some of the older children have reportedly stopped attending family gatherings altogether, unwilling to be around their father. It's too painful, one daughter said. Every time we see him, it just reminds us of how little he seems to care. Even Robyn has reportedly expressed concern about Kody's estrangement from his children. She knows it looks bad, a source said. She's tried to get him to reach out, but he just digs in his heels. Gabriel's heartbreaking confession has become a cautionary tale about the dangers of favoritism, neglect, and misplaced priorities. Fans and critics alike have pointed out that Kody's obsession with control and his favoritism toward Robyn and her children have come at a steep cost, the love and respect of his other children. "You can't just ignore your kids and expect them to wait around forever," one fan tweeted. "They grow up. They notice. And eventually they stop trying." Gabriel's strength. Despite his pain, Gabriel has shown remarkable strength and maturity. He's reportedly focusing on his education and spending time with friends and family members who love and support him. "I can't change him," he said of his father, "but I can choose to be better. I can choose to be there for the people who matter to me." His words have inspired many viewers who see him as a symbol of resilience in the face of heartbreak. As for Kody, it remains to be seen whether he will take Gabriel's words to heart and try to repair their relationship. So far, his response has been defensive and dismissive, but some insiders believe he may yet come to regret his actions. One day he's going to wake up and realize he's lost everyone who ever cared about him, one source said. And by then, it might be too late. The rift between Kody and Gabriel is one of the most poignant storylines in Sister Wives history, a painful reminder that even in the largest of families, a child can feel alone and unseen. Gabriel's accusation of neglect has forced Kody and viewers to confront the harsh reality of what happens when a father forgets his most important role: to love, support, and cherish his children. For Gabriel, the road ahead may still be difficult, but he has already shown that he has the strength and courage to move forward, with or without his father's approval.